come out, support my girl, LadyChann. Make sure y'all tune in. This is the champ, Alicia Baumgardner, coming through.
Hey guys. Well. The lawsuit is in the building. It's a courthouse building. It's a defamed building. Legal papers are landing in the building. In your building. You should have shut your mouth and not the building. You should have stayed in a quiet building. Okay, that's enough of that. So what are you talking about, Shan? Well, you're gonna have to hear this, you know, because old Jessica McCASKILL, Jessica Windmill, whoa, Windmill, had this to say on the matter of Alicia Baumgardner. Stand by.
Like super quick. I'm on date night with Rick. I left him at the bar real quick. I was like, I got to get on and support Alicia. I told her I support her. So, I mean, the shit that I'm about to say right now is like, they might fuck up my next fight with Sandy Ryan. But I'm going to say it one time. So if y'all are listening, y'all better screen record this shit because I'm not saying it again. So let's do the math like really quick, okay? Alicia signed a multiple fight contract with Matchroom in beginning January 2022. Multiple fights. She had 4 fights. She has a mandatory now who is Chow, right? When you have a mandatory, you don't necessarily have to have a promoter. It's like mine went to a bid. And what happened to my fight? I was supposed to fight like June 24th or something like that. I signed my contract. My opponent signed my contract, and they asked me to sign a Matchroom re-up with them for 3 more fights. I was like, let's finish this mandatory and figure out what's going to happen. What happened? Because I did not sign the contract with Matchroom, they took my opponent and gave her to Terry Harper. So at that point, I had no fight. So at that point, I had to sign back up with Matchroom for a couple more fights. With her, she got to fight Choi. And they're not saying, hey, Alicia signed another multiple fight contract. They're saying Alicia popped hot. So maybe she's not signing the contract. Maybe she's like putting Matchroom in a corner somewhere and they don't like that. So all of a sudden, quote unquote, she popped hot. Fuck out of here. So, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of shady shit that goes on. A lot of people don't know the background of what happens behind the scenes in boxing.
She went to full conspiracy. Shall we? All right, come on. Okay, now that's over. So, Jessica McCaskill came out on record and said it may jeopardize her fight with Sandy Ryan, saying that she stands with Alicia Baumgardner, that basically, you know, Eddie and Team Matchroom have made her pop dirty, Alicia, on purpose with the lab because she hasn't re-signed a deal. It's coming to the end of her Matchroom deal. Even though Matchroom's been the only people that's put her on, Matchroom, all of a sudden, Alicia Baumgardner is Muhammad Ali, and that they need to do that in order to keep her. If you think that, fine. If you think that, Jessica. But guess what? You only say that at home. Or you say it with your friends. If that's the case. And I don't even believe in that case. But, I mean, it's whatever the weather. So, I thought to myself, it may be a lawsuit impending. It's en route. Stand by.
Finally, then on the channel last night, and Jessica McCaskill, a channel called the Boxing Voice. Your thoughts? An American
absolutely
channel,
the most wild thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they'll be hearing from us today. But
Jessica McCaskill.
I mean, what essentially, you know, Jessica McCaskill said, and I don't mind repeating it because it's one of the most bizarre things ever, is Alicia had 1 fight left on her contract. So maybe this was Matchroom trying to disrupt her. I mean, are you absolutely... I mean, firstly, that is the most offensive thing I think I've ever heard in my life. And secondly, the most defamatory thing I've ever heard in my life for our company. You think a global business of our side that has aspirations to float in an IPO, what sort of process happens? You go to an agency that represents the NBA, the NFL, the NCAA, NASCAR, the LPGA, and make up a test result? Are you I mean, I know we live in a world of conspiracy theories, but that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And I'll be speaking to Jessica because it's bang out of order, you know. And if that's your line of defence, that's worrying. You know, you have to defend yourself here, not say, well, I think Matchroom just made it up. I mean, what? I'm baffled, absolutely baffled. But, you know.
Do you think there's any reason why she would have alluded to that? I mean, is there some truth in it? Say, for example,
Rick Ramos is a wild guy. He says some crazy stuff, and it's like a conspiracy. They've got this conspiracy thing in boxing. You know, she said that, you know, I was in a purse bid situation, and they gave my opponent.
So, you know, so I was on Ring IQ last night, and I'd said to him that basically this is going to turn out to be a lawsuit. Here's a little clip of it. Stand by.
You never heard nothing about no PBC fighter.
Yo,
You didn't even hear if they were tested.
You know how all these fighters are inactive on PBC? What if it's because they were banned, like a secret ban, you know, because they tested positive?
No,
You never know.
Do you know Jessica McCaskill? They're like, I saw something what Eddie was saying. It looks like he's alluding to there's going to be a defamation lawsuit on her.
Well, I don't know why. I mean, like, because I talked about it in my video, so I don't want to, you know, repeat myself. But I mean, it's like, I just don't know what she was thinking. And one comment that was compelling that somebody left on the last video that I did is that individual, if you go to it, that individual feels that she's trying to get out of the Sandy Ryan fight, and that was a form of self-sabotage. Which is, that's compelling, because it's like, how could you think that saying something like that publicly is not going to have a consequence? Of course
that would be the only reasonable explanation, man. I mean, what else could you come up with?
Exactly. So
Yeah,
I mean,
she could have just said some dumb shit. Like,
presented.
is it really out of the realm of possibility that some average American says some of the dumbest shit you've ever heard in your life? I mean,
when you
I don't think
have an outfit, see, this is the thing. When you have an outfit that is given that many opportunities, we're talking about a lot of opportunities. Katie Taylor never had to fight her. They gave Jessica that opportunity. And they gave her another opportunity against Erica Farias to host that fight. Because it's almost like people don't understand the relationship of promoters and fighters, that no matter what you say, it's not your money that's paying for the show.
So yeah, there we was talking about, you know, and I'd seen, you know, what Eddie had to say, and to me it just alluded to the fact that there was going to be a lawsuit in the beauty scene. So as we can see, October Red's interview with Eddie Hearn. Eddie is eddying. Hearn is herning. As you can see, Eddie is livid. Yeah, I mean, he used words as defamatory, defame. So, you know, that is straight away, and anybody, you know, knows legal jargon or has to basically be involved in lawsuits or the world of law, or you're in the world of entertainment or business in general, but definitely entertainment, because we be defaming. And nobody seemed to think that Eddie was that serious when I mentioned it. You know, they thought he was upset, but, you know, watch this. Stand by.
You know, regarding my tweets, like, I don't know, you know, I got a letter regarding my tweets, you know, I did get a legal letter from Matchroom. It was just kind of like, yo, man, kind of like explain yourself, like, what the fuck? I mean, I'm not new to this. I have 6 lawyers on staff anyway. I'm not worried about like a letter. I'm not worried about, you know, I'm not even worried about getting sued for telling the truth.
Oh, as you can see, basically a cease and desist letter into the Buddhism. And yeah, he should have stopped his client saying all that stupidity on TBV. Because you know Nessie, he loves a lie. He loves a lie, and he loves to sensationalise everything anyway. As a PBC fanboy. So it's just great to hear these fake conspiracies on Eddie Hearn. And, you know, Ness will return back to his normal day-to-day living and his job on his podcast. And Jessica McCaskill, you may be looking at fucking early retirement, mi hermana. Yeah. You got gassed, I don't know why, and, you know, Ness got that out of you, and you decide you're going to go back to your life of possibly fights not being made with you and stuff, and people not wanting to particularly do business with you and stuff. So, you know, Ness is like happy, like, I got all the juice, I got all the tea here. The tea was in the building. Yeah, so, yes, honey. So I thought I'd like to share this from me to you, from you to me. You dares, Rodders. You dares. Jessica McCaskill. You dared. You know, you took a new meaning to daring to be great. You're going to be dared to be broke. Now. Daring for someone to put you in a fight. I double dare you to book Jessica for a fight. Double dare. No, we won't take the dare. So yeah, very silly move from Miss McCaskill. But anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann. None less. Come box with Shan. Gyan. Damn. Defamation of character is in the building. Gyan.